And so let me put it to you this way. Tom Serson, Jim Riley, Trevor Rieger, Joe Zillig, Harry Rice, Bernard LaChance, DJ Day, Perlita Quinwan, Jim Hall, Bill Duvall, Doug King, Elton Anderson, Don Wiley, 1961, Oyster Cracker Man, Bitted Bat 4, Blue Boy Boxes, GPS Paso, Robo Rapist Night, Ellery's Charles T. Ellery. Let's say that, Karen Foster Country and Western Team RVs and stuff, so on. Maybe the Indy Racing League and NASCAR and the Olympics are tired of the group of you screwing me over and those girls. So, in order to attain a competitive edge, they found out who all the cheaters are. Get it? Red Randy, Red Gordon in your team, Red Robo Knight, Ellery, Dave, Perlita. And so, kind of like restrictor plate racing, they restrict you down for cheating, Perlita, and screwing up their stuff. And they find out that you're just a bunch of cowboy, country, and western hillbilly hicks that park their RVs in their racetracks, their $1 million racetracks, and screw them up. And they get sick and tired of that because they're figuring out you guys are rigging races, anything. So, in order to gain their competitive edge, they find out who all the cheaters are. And so when you win that lotto, Elton, Red Randy, they can take the money away from you for your, rapist regime. Understand, thieves? Get it, Perlita Jones? Restrictor plate racing? Yeehaw! Country and Western. And so before you make fun of female indie racers like Danica Patrick and any female that aspires to do that kind of stuff or fly jets, you people should think about what you're doing. Okay? Because they'll just restrict you down probably just so it's nice and predictable. And so when you set up your racing team or whatever, they can predict that you'll lose. Understand? Even if you win, you still lost. That's why you guys don't want to screw with their racetracks or their cars. You don't want to mess with Ferrari. Because guess what, Oyster Cracker Man, Tomb Raider Boy, Comic Book Boy, the McDonald's rapist, the chair rapist, the barnyard rapist, Team Bugs, they're starting to figure the groups of you out and why. So, maybe Danica Patrick and the Female Indie Racing League figured out that you guys were rigging up their stuff so they'd lose a race. So, like I said, I'd hire the females. And so they can actually have fun and do a real challenge as opposed to you, Harry, that always thinks he's God with the Robo Rapist 9 and Ellery's and Bernard de la Carney. So they'll make it all nice and comfortable for you, Bernard de la Carney and Perlita and Harry and Joe. And, your lives will be so predictable that's all that it'll be. And you can have the hillbilly cheerleader team there, Red Roundy, as you march down the third time wrecking this place up there. So not only do they figure out your cheaters and gain a competitive edge over the cheaters, they also figure out the groups of you who screwed the stuff up out here. So be careful in a competitive world where people actually want the challenge and NASCAR goes, we can restrictor plate the cheaters and take the restrictor plate off for the real racers. Understand, Harry? Because if you guys don't really know anything about the races or the past, it might have pissed off some of those real racers of NASCAR that they had to put restrictor plates on their cars. So be careful, country and western, when you use RVs all over the place. And like I said, you park your RVs in their high expensive racetracks and you trash them. Understand? Or tailgate football game and make a mess and then talk shit about the homeless or whatever. Understand, people? There's big money in dumb fuckery. Big money. Especially those who are cheating the system, so those people can get their money back. So Harry, Bernard, Bitted Bat 4, Ellery's, Joe, they caught you and they chip you. Then they find out who the Indian rapist Fader out is of Yahoo and Karen and Don Wiley and Perlita. you're the team of barnyard rapist harlots that run around and talk shit and write tabloids. For the Intelliman, Dr. Demento, and then, like I said, Danica Patrick and those people who actually work hard for a living to try to do, who aspire for their dreams, get to also solve who the rapist cult of San Diego and Colorado are, on Jamaica Street and Beacon Street. And then they get to see the guy float around to Russia and pretend, or Israel and pretend. See, Joe, that's what happens when you cheat and you abuse one child to favor the others, just so you can stick your dick where it don't belong. Rapeless stink. And so yes, Bernard and Harry and Robo Knight, they're giving back what you guys supposedly claim is rightfully yours, but you're going to be so predictable and they're going to make it so comfortable for you, Perlita, that everybody will know what your races will be like, down to the millisecond. And then they can call you a cheater and a murderer and a liar of the ghetto like you always were, with Bernard and Ellery and your fake and your drama story of Crybaby. Like I said, Bernard, and guess what? They let you guys make your dolls, but you're predictable. Understand, Bernard? Maybe it was Ada Beswick and Jay Beswick and some of those parents getting sick and tired of you, Bernard, and your carny circus, like the Oregon Trail one way and the X-way, exit out, and screwing over their children all the time. Rapist Bernard, the violent piece of shit. Of La Chance, Little Freeman, who's the con man. So there's your rapeless think tank, Bernard, with Harry and you guys' proof of DJ Dave and Perlita. But guess what? You guys will be replicated clones over and over and over and over and over and over and over again until you stop inbreeding and cheating.